I was predicting Soundgarden was going to show up.
If you don't see John Lennon or George Harrison on my list, that's the reason. We're going
Right.
just. We're not talking about.
He likes guitar players that are good on acoustic and electric. I think
Yeah.
Page is probably the best.
Yep.
Hey, music fans, welcome back to SoundLab Studios. It has been a little bit since we made a video, and I'm glad to be making this one today. This is going to be our top 10 guitar players, or top 10 favorite guitar players. Not top 10 best objectively, top 10 personal favorites. And we have Nick and Jason here. This is kind of continuing in the top 10 series that I started with the top 10 side 2s a few weeks back. So, you guys, how do you feel about the guitar as an instrument, real quick, before we start the list?
Yeah, I'm like you, Scott. I play guitar. I learned when I was about 12 years old. I learned to play guitar and absolutely love playing guitar. And yeah, like you've been in love with it since then. And I'm 42 now, so it's been 30 years, I guess. I've been kind of playing with the guitar. And yeah, definitely. Anytime I'm watching a rock band, I'm usually watching the guitar player and seeing how he's playing and going, how is he doing that? I'm always kind of amazed. Yeah, I love looking up guitar tablatures and trying to figure out certain guitar riffs and stuff like that. And yeah, definitely a big fan.
Well, for me, I mean, it's the most upfront of all the instruments you hear in a song. They usually start off with a guitar riff in a rock song, so definitely the most upfront, probably pretty important in terms of instruments on a song. Yeah, I mean, I've never played a guitar. I've tried it before, but I've never actually played it before. But I do really appreciate it.
Yeah, for me, guitar is my favorite instrument, so I'm really excited to talk about this, talk about some of my favorite guitar players and what makes them really special. So let's go ahead and get into number 10.
For me, number 10, I went with Alex Lifeson, lead guitar player for Rush. And yeah, especially when I think about like Spirit of the Radio, some of the most incredible guitar playing I've ever heard. That bit where he's like, whatever, it's like so fast. It's like the fastest I've ever seen someone play. I was like, holy cow, I don't even know how it's possible to do it that fast. And he does it all the time. And I see him do it live. He does it perfect. I'm like, there's no way you don't make a mistake, but he does that really fast playing on that song. And that's a great song overall. But some iconic, music like Limelight and Tom Sawyer, and then YYZ is such a great instrumental. And he really showcases his guitar playing skills. And I feel like Rush is such a band that's really known for their musicianship. So I feel like I had to put him in here because he's definitely one of the best at that.
Okay. For me, my number 10 is going to be Chuck Berry. So
good one.
I only really have one older guitar player. I only say Chuck Berry, not at a technical musicianship, but for how influential he was. I mean, there were many groups who wouldn't have been around if it wasn't for Chuck Berry, like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, many other British invasion acts of the time, the Beach Boys. So you could thank most of the rock you get from the 60s, 70s from Chuck Berry. So that's my main and only real reason why I have him on my list. And yeah, some pretty great guitar riffs, but he's not really, he's more of his time of the 50s, but still very influential. I had to put him on for that reason.
So I'm going to be honest, my first couple people are from the 90s, and then we're going to get to 70s and 80s, which are my absolute favorites. I had to get some of the 90s people I've been kind of getting more into now. And number 10, maybe cheating, It's actually two people, but they're a team. It's Mike McCready and Stone Gossard from Pearl Jam.
Oh,
Stone does the riffs, Mike does the solos. Epic. They gave us such great riffs like Alive, Even Flow, Black, Jeremy, stuff like that. Mike McCready's soloing is very Jimi Hendrix inspired. Yeah, probably they're probably like the big guitarists, they're the biggest guitar heroes of the 90s. So that's why I'm going to put them at number 10. Now we're going to go on to number 9.
Number 9, I went with Stephen Stills.
Yeah.
From Buffalo Springfield, and then Crosby, Stills, Nash. And it's funny, I remember when I first kind of heard Crosby, Stills, Nash, and my dad told me Stephen Stills is like a really great guitar player, and I was like, oh really? Like I didn't know that much about Stephen Stills at that moment. And I went and saw Crosby, Stills, and Nash in concert back in 2005, I think. I got to see him in concert, and Stills, every song he had like at least 2 solos. I mean, not actually, you know, they're not solos that were in the song originally, but when it's live, you can do whatever you want. So evidently Stills loves doing guitar solos. I didn't know that until I was watching him live, and he's just ripping into these guitar solos. Like every song had these 2 like big guitar solos in it. I'm like, holy cow, I've never seen so many guitar solos in my life. And I had to put him on the list, and maybe it's biased because I saw him play live, and I was so impressed with watching him. And he's like in his probably late 50s, probably when I saw him. I'm guessing when I saw him playing, and I was just like, wow, that was some incredible guitar playing. And again, I mean, you got Buffalo Springfield, you got some good stuff. Of course, Neil Young was in there as well, but he was really the catalyst for Crosby, Stills, Nash. I mean, he was doing everything: guitar playing, bass playing, piano playing. I mean, he did everything on that album, the first album. And it's just, I think he's a genius. So I had to put him at number 9.
Cool. My number 9 is gonna be a guitarist that I think is pretty good. It's one of those guitarists where I'm like, I like the guitarist, but I just don't like the band they're in. Number 9 being Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead. I don't care for the music he plays in, but his guitar playing is outstanding. Like that's like the one cool, like one redeeming factor about Grateful Dead is Jerry Garcia. Just some of the guitar playing he has is great. I mean, he also played a little guitar for Jefferson Airplane on their big album Surreal Sick Pillow. So he's a great like guitarist. I just don't care for the music he puts out, like written wise. But that's my number 9, Jerry Garcia.
Number 9 is another 90s artist. We got Kim Thayil from Soundgarden. Man, creates some really epic guitar riffs. I mean, just like the intro to Black Hole Sun, one of the things he's most famous for. The arpeggios with the bound down, down, down. And then just kind of the, you know, the warbly effect whenever he's playing in the verses. He has some really interesting guitar tones like that. But his soloing is very sporadic and very almost like, it seems very random, but it's actually very calculated, especially if you listen like the guitar solo to Spoon Man. Man, that's just like all over the place, but it's epic. He also does a lot of guitar riffs and interesting time signatures, which is cool. That's one of the reasons I put him on there, is because he plays through different time signatures very well. And his guitar playing really complements Chris Cornell's vocals very well, along with Ben Shepherd's bass playing and Matt Cameron's drumming. So Kim Thayil from Soundgarden is going to be my number 9.
I was predicting Soundgarden was going to show up, and I was right.
Spoon Man has a great guitar riff too. Dad Tried to Live, Fell on Black Days, all great guitar riffs. And that's just the Super Unknown record.
All right.
We're on number 8 now.
Number 8, I went with Angus Young, lead guitar player for AC/DC, which, come on, AC/DC is known for their guitar riffs. He has some of the best guitar riffs I've ever heard, and intros, solos. Oh my gosh, like I've watched the footage of Thunderstruck so many times. I absolutely love that, because he's doing this very fast, again, this very like kind of fast like picking. and he does it throughout the song, and I don't know how he does it without messing up, but he's doing that, and plus he got some guitar riffs in there as well. But yeah, the thunder, oh, it's so good. And Back in Black, the bum, da 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 da. It's like, oh my gosh, some of the most iconic guitar playing I've ever heard. And I have to give him points for showmanship. He's one of the funnest guitar players to watch. The way he plays and like he's moving his head back and forth, I'm like, how's he playing when he's just moving around? Like, I have to concentrate really hard when I'm playing, and he's just he's all over the place. Plus his obviously iconic look. I think he had to be on my list.
My number 8 is going to be Brian May of Queen.
Yes.
Got to get Queen in there. Yeah, I mean, Brian May, what a great guitarist. I mean, we're going based on guitar. We're not talking about songwriting or singing at all. I didn't put that into account. So if you don't see John Lennon or George Harrison on my list, that's the reason. If we're going
Right.
just on guitar. We're not talking about songwriting. If we're talking about songwriting, of course, John Lennon would be way up there, but if we're calling specifically on guitar. Brian May, man, some of these guitar riffs, like on Headlong, or trying to think of other guitar.
Stone Cold Crazy.
Stone Cold Crazy, Sheer Heart Attack. Like some of these like guitar riffs, like I know Queen is more known for being the more, what's it called? They're not known for being like hard rock band, but when they are hard rock, they're great. Right, just texted.
Prior just said someone mentioned Queen.
I would say Queen prior. I did. I really did. But yeah, I mean, some of these guitarists he made are just outstanding, and I don't think he gets enough credit where credit's due with the guitar. Yeah, that's my number 7. I mean, Brian May.
Number 8.
Not
Right.
Brian.
My number 8 is going to be the last 90s guitarist. Then we're going to go into the 80s and the 70s, and that is Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead. The dude has made some of the most creative guitar parts I've heard, where I'm like, what is this? I've never heard this before. Stuff like Paranoid Android, where the last 30 seconds of that song are literally just, what is he doing to this guitar? Or even stuff like Creep, where you get right before you get to the chorus, where he's just like banging on the guitar, like, when he plays the guitar, it just sounds like he's crazy, even though he was the most musically literate of all of the people in the band. He studied music in college, and I think he was studying to be a film composer. And he also likes to use the whammy pedal, which is a guitar pedal that I've bought myself that I'm like, I never hear this in any songs, probably because it came out in the 90s and I hadn't listened to anything past the 80s. But he has some of the most creative uses of the whammy pedal that I've ever heard in songs like Just or My Iron Lung. So he's going to be my number 8. Now we're going on to number 7.
Number 7, I have Eddie Van Halen from Van Halen. Yeah, I mean, he had to be on the list. I mean, I think he has a big influence on, I don't know, maybe modern guitar playing. I don't know, just something, what he did was just, I felt very unique at the time. And obviously some great rock songs. I mean, which I'm not going to remember all of them, but Panama, Jump, Run with the Devil, and Eruption. Eruption's one of the best guitar playing probably ever. That's another fun video to watch and play that. He does something I've never seen anybody do it, and maybe other people do it, but he does this thing where like he hits the notes with his finger, like he taps it, and it's incredible. Like I'm like, how does he do that? As a guitar player, I have no idea how people do that, but he does some incredible guitar stuff like that I just never seen before, and yeah. So I'm not like the biggest Van Halen fan, but I do love the guitar playing.
Yeah. My number 7 is going to be Eric Clapton.
Yeah.
So he's a pretty famous name amongst the music fans, and for a good reason. I mean, dude was everywhere in the 60s and early 70s. He was with John Mayall. He was with John Mayall. He was with the Yardbirds. He was with Cream. He was with Derek and the Dominoes. He was with Blind Faith. He was with everyone. He was just almost everywhere you looked, he was there. And he's a legendary guitar player. Everywhere you played, you're getting some amazing guitar stuff. I mean, to me, where he peaked was definitely Cream and Derek and the Dominoes. I think those were the two. Those are the two times he really peaked. Even Blind Faith is magnum opus as a guitar player. I mean, even around that time, he was playing with George Harrison, for All Things Past. So he was on fire. He was literally on fire. He was making some of the best guitar riffs ever. Most famously, "Sunshine of Your Love." Another one. Those two guitar riffs were around the same time, like 67 to 70. You get those two legendary riffs. Wow. Like, those are two recognizable riffs, and it's like the same guy. It's like, blows my mind. And he's just an awesome guitar player. He's just some of the best.
My number 7 is going to be the first 70s guitar player, and we have Ritchie Blackmore from Deep Purple. Man, he kind of does more classically inspired stuff, but he can mix very melodic soloing also with like shreddy kind of stuff. Case in point, the guitar solo to Highway Star. That's probably my favorite song by them. It's epic. Smoke on the Water. Whenever he gets the chance to play the guitar, it's just like every note he plays is really integral to what he's doing. I know whenever you listen to Deep Purple, I think John Lord's keyboards are kind of the focal point of the music, but that kind of almost undermines what Ritchie does sometimes. But his guitar parts are just amazing. And I know I just said that the keyboards kind of overshadow his guitar sometimes, but they're also very complementary of each other. So number 7 is Ritchie Blackmore, Deep Purple. And that brings us to number 6.
Number 6, I have Neil Young. Talk about Stephen Stills, now I got Neil Young. So 2 members of the Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young group. But Neil Young, what I love about Neil Young so much is I think his acoustic guitar playing is so great, along with his electric guitar playing. He's just, to me, one of the best I've heard that have done both incredibly well. I mean, of course, we talk about like Buffalo Springfield, iconic, simple stuff, just like For What It's Worth, the ringing guitar and that, it's awesome. But now Nick's going to remember, I forget the name of the song, but the song on the second album I absolutely love.
Mr. Soul.
Mr. Soul. That guitar playing is so good. It's so rocking. Bum bum band, and I know it sounds like Can't Get No Satisfaction or something like that, but it's so good. I love guitar playing that. And then his his name's like second album, whatever. Everybody Knows This Nowhere. I mean, he has some long guitar solos on that album with, I think, Cowgirl in the Sand is one of them, and Down by the River. There's a couple of really long songs where he has a lot of guitar solos in. It's really good. And then Ohio is so good. Our play, and that's probably the rockiest song that they did while he was there. But also solo work, like I said. Then he does Harvest, and he does these incredible acoustic guitar numbers like Old Man and Needle and Damage Done and Heart of Gold. I mean, I love his acoustic guitar playing on those songs as well. So, and then Southern Man, I think, is also an incredible rock song that he does on After the Gold Rush. So, yeah, he had to be on my list.
Okay. My number 6 is going to be Jimi Hendrix. So, I had to get Jimi Hendrix in here. I mean, some consider him to be the greatest guitarist of all time. And you know what? I don't blame you. He is one legendary guitarist. But for me, I just don't think there was enough of him for me to put him any higher. Like, he was there for 3 albums.
Yeah.
And that's it. Just there and out. I know some people are like, how can you do that? I'm like, I don't know, just there wasn't enough of him, like, for me to really put him any higher. The stuff we do get from him is great, though. Like Fire, the guitar work on that song, Rain, of course. I mean, Purple Haze, Purple Rain.
Purple Haze.
Both Purple Haze, of course, Foxy Lady. So you got Manic Depression. There's some more guitar work that I can think of, but I can't think of right now. But you don't talk about. So just legendary guitar work, and I wish we would have gotten more of him, but sadly he passed away.
My number 6 is Alex Lifeson from Rush.
All right.
Man, he is so good. He's got some really cool guitar riffs. Jason had him on the list earlier, talking about Spirit of Radio. That song is amazing. So good. He has some really great guitar solos as well. Tom Sawyer, Limelight, stuff like that. His instrumental piece, La Via Strangiato, is just amazing. He has some fantastic soloing in that. Fantastic soloing in YYZ as well. Anytime there's an instrumental break, he's just playing very well. And a lot of times he does stuff that's very unconventional. Like, he'll use these notes that you're like, oh, wow, he went there? Okay, I guess you're going there. But it works really well. And since Rush is a kind of a band about telling stories with their music, his guitar always really helps to tell whatever the story is. For example, like in Red Barchetta, sometimes his guitar sounds like a car taking off. So that's why I got him at number 6, Alex Lifeson from Rush. It's going to bring us to our top 5. What's number 5?
Well, I had to put this guy in here, and that is George Harrison. I mean, how can I not? He's the lead guitar player of my favorite band of all time. So I was like, I gotta put him in here. And I feel like you might not think of him as a great guitar player because he came in an era where it wasn't so much these, shredding solos, I guess, that you'll get in the late 60s and 70s, and even harder rock music you'll get. But for a time period, I mean, I thought he was very influential, obviously. I mean, being in the Beatles itself. But I think, and some great riffs, like, and again, I'm putting this on him. I don't know if he came up with these riffs, so I hope I'm correct. But I think of like, now I'm gonna forget the name of the song. Day Tripper as one song I was saying about, iconic guitar riff there. I Feel Fine. I still think there's some really good guitar riffs there. Taxman has got some great stuff. Even though I know Paul McCartney played the solo on that, but it's still there's some good stuff there. And the one I think about the most is Something. I absolutely love the guitar playing on Something. Something is one of my favorite songs of all time. And I think a lot of that I is because of the guitar playing. Just the sound of the guitar in there, and the guitar solo. It's kind of not a fast guitar solo, but man, I love that guitar solo so much. It just sounds so nice, and it just fits with that song. It's such a nice, melody song, and that guitar plays so well on that. And the guitar solo in Let It Be Beatles has a lot of good stuff there, and even the solo work. My Sweet Lord, I love the guitar playing on that so much. The sliding guitar there, whatever the slide guitar on that is so good. Yeah, I'm biased. I'm a big Beatles fan, but I still had to put him on here, I think, because of his impact.
Cool. My off what Jason said. I mean, yeah, come on. Some of the best guitar work you'll ever have. I mean, like Jason said, Eruption? You gotta be kidding me. Like, I will say I do prefer the guitar work of the early stuff. Like, the debut is why he's on the list, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think after they start going into the 80s, I don't think it's as good, in my opinion. It's good, but I don't think it's as awesome as the early stuff because they're more little more rockin' on the debut album. Run with the Devil, like you said. There's I can't think of it right now, but there's some great guitar work. You really got me. I'm not a big fan of that version specifically, but the guitar work on that version is great. But if you want to hear how great of a guitarist Van Halen is, listen to that debut album specifically. That's like a guitarist. That's like a guitar album.
Yeah.
Like vocally, it's great. I think it's a good album vocally, like, but guitar wise, I think that's where you really understand like how great of a guitarist he was. Like if you're like Scott or Jason, where you love like guitar, you like looking into guitars and all that. Listen to that album now. If you haven't been listening to it, listen to it now. Like now, like after this video.
I was about to say, I got my records right over there.
Do it.
Okay, my number 5 is going to be Brian May from Queen. Brian May is an amazing guitar player. Brian May, he actually built his own guitar, which is really cool, out of a fireplace, which is amazing. Kind of wired it to work the way he wanted it. His guitar really doesn't sound like anybody else, and he kind of uses the guitar almost like an orchestra. Like he'll do all these harmonies on top of each other and use different tones for different sections of the... It's like his guitar is an orchestra that he's creating different parts for, and I think that's amazing. The only problem is replicating it live, but no problem there because Brian May likes to use a delay so that he can harmonize with himself, just play on top of what he's doing a few seconds later. So really cool. Created some of the most iconic guitar solos ever, like in Bohemian Rhapsody or Killer Queen. And even his rhythm playing on some of the funkier stuff, like Another One Bites the Dust, that song's more about the bass, but his guitar is still very, very funky, really in the pocket. Great guitar player, Brian May. So now we're going to go on to number 4.
Number 4, I have Pete Townsend from The Who.
Wait,
yeah.
who?
Townsend. Yeah. Yeah, of course I had to put him on here because he's one of my favorite rock bands, and I feel like he's not known maybe for his guitar solo work as much, but his playing is so good. He's made so many iconic songs. I mean, Won't Get Fooled Again's one of my favorite rock songs of all time, and the guitar playing is so good in that. There's different. It's not just one guitar riff or whatever throughout the song. It changes to different. What do you call it? I don't know, different melodies or whatever. I don't know. It changes throughout the song. It's amazing. And you got that, whatever. I love that. But there's some great stuff like Bargain. I think it's such a great rock song on Who's Next. And I mean, Who Are You? I mean, come on. Every NCIS show has a famous, beginning from Townsend, for the most part, I think. Just so much iconic stuff. I even love like Pinball Wizard. His acoustic guitar playing he plays it so fast. I was like, how does he play that? That at the beginning of that. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Like he plays the acoustic guitar like it's a rock, an electric guitar. It's so good. And then I have to give him so many points for showmanship. He is probably my favorite guitar player to watch and he has my favorite guitar move of all time, the windmill. I don't know how he does it. It's so fun to watch. Watching some of those live performances with him, and he's probably high off his mind or something, but he's so fun and wrecking the guitar on the amps, and so I don't know. Just watching him is so fun, and again, I'm a big Who fan, so so many great songs that he's created.
Awesome. My number 4 is going to be Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin. So yeah, gotta get Jimmy Page in there. I mean, some of the most iconic riffs you'll ever have. I mean, of course, you have the of their debut album, Dazed and Confused, the guitar work on that. Babe, I'm gonna leave you. Of course, Kashmir. That's pretty iconic. Immigrant Song. Also could rock the acoustic guitar on songs like Tangerine, That's the Way. To me, what makes a great guitarist is if you could rock on an electric guitar, but also rock on the acoustic guitar just as well. It does. So, yeah, I'm very, 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 very passionate about Jimmy Page. He's amazing. I mean, of course, if you have even the smallest ounce of knowledge on music, you would know Jimmy Page. Yeah, love Jimmy Page.
Number 4, Neil Schon from Journey. I feel like he's kind of underappreciated. He's an amazing guitar player. He can start out by playing something very melodic and memorable where you're like, oh, I can almost sing this. And then by the end, he's like, and you're like, wow. But he only does that just enough to where, like, to make an impression. It's not like that's all he's doing the whole guitar solo. And it's like, impressive, but I'm not going to remember this. Like, he plays guitar solos that you'll really remember. Probably the best example of which is Separate Ways. Starting out with just a very melodic thing, but then at the end he does that crazy lightning fast run. Man, so good. And then I haven't even talked about Stone in Love. That's one of the greatest outro solos ever. Really melodic, and again, a little chance to shred just a little bit. But every song that he plays with Journey, he just adds so much to, and that's why I've got him on my list at number 4. So now we're going to go on to number 3.
All right, I got Brian May here at number 3. So we all got him on our list. I mean, we had to put him on here. Come on. Queen is my second favorite rock band of all time. And so many iconic guitar playing on there, riffs, solos. And like I said, there's something about this, just the tone of his guitar is so cool because he built his own guitar and all that. So the guy's just a real smart guy. He's like a real genius in real life, I think. And yeah, I love just the sound of his guitar. It just sounds so great on a lot of the stuff he plays on. I'm a big fan of like Fat Bottom Girls. I think such a rocking song. And you mentioned some other stuff. Yeah, Another White's Dust is great as well. He has some great playing on that. Bohemian Rhapsody, I mean, come on, that guitar solo is so good when it comes out. And the one that really had me put him up this high, to be honest, is We Will Rock You. I think is one of the best rock songs and one of the best guitar solos I've ever heard. And it's funny, he only plays like at the very end of the song. For most of the song, it's just, stomp and clap. And so you don't hear the guitar until after he does like the first 2 verses or something, or the I can't remember the chorus, and all of a sudden it comes in and like I'm like, how is he making this sounds? Like the sounds are so cool on that guitar solo. Like it's one of the coolest guitar solos ever, in my opinion. So that alone put me at number 3 on Brian May. Can't hear you, Nick.
Nope. My number 3 is Alex Lifeson of Rush. So, I mean, 3 guys, 1 band. I mean, what a great trio. I mean, they were great stuff. But yeah, Lifeson, I mean, from the early periods up until Moving Pictures, you get some of the best guitar riffs. The debut. I mean, I know we don't agree on the debut, but to me, it's like another great guitar album. Okay. Second album, some pretty great guitar stuff. 2112, some epic guitar stuff. To me, Alex Lifeson peaks as a guitarist is on Moving Pictures. It's some most amazing riffs like Red Barchetta, YYZ. That guitar on Witch Hut's pretty cool. Just the guitar work, it's like amazing on that album. I mean, the synthesizers is great on the album, but we don't really like the synthesizing isn't really that focused until Signals, the next album. So you get a really great guitar album with Moving Pictures with a little bit of synth. Next album, you get a lot of great synth with some pretty good guitar in the back, like on Analog Man or whatever. I think that's what it's called. I haven't listened to the Signals in a while, but the one after Subdivisions. Is that what it's called, Analog Kid or whatever?
I think so.
Yeah. It's such a great man. I mean, it's such a great song. Got some great. I mean, I know it's very synth heavy, but even then, they were still able to sneak in a really good guitar song on there. So, man, Alex Lifeson's such a great guitarist.
My number 3 is going to be George Harrison from the Beatles. Again, this is because it's a personal list. But George Harrison, I think, has made some of the most memorable guitar parts, especially when I was young and first listening to the Beatles. I was like, Day Tripper, I Feel Fine. Such memorable guitar sections. You just want, or even like Here Comes the Sun.
Yeah.
Guitar parts that you remember. And his solos are not flashy at all. I don't think George Harrison has ever played a shreddy solo, but you remember every single one of his guitar solos because his choices of notes is just fantastic. And like Jason said, Something is probably my favorite guitar solo from the Beatles and possibly even just period. It's just a really great idea of taking your emotions and translating it into music. It's what I feel George Harrison kind of is kind of taking emotions and making guitar solos off of how you feel. So that's why I got him at number 3. Also because he's the guitar player for my favorite band.
Yeah.
Now, top 2. What's your number 2?
Number 2, I got Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin. I mean, when I think of Led Zeppelin, I think of those guitar riffs. Some of the best of all time. My favorite is that to begin. I think it's Led Zeppelin 2. Like it's like the first thing you hear on Led Zeppelin.
Oh, Whole Lot of Love. Down, take it down, down.
Oh, I love that so much. Every time I start Led Zeppelin 2, I'm like, I'm in the mood, man, when I hear that guitar, the way that guitar sounds at the beginning of that. But, and Nick mentioned so many songs, of course. There's so many of the names that have, I mean, I love Black Dog. I love Heartbreaker, that. Like, I love that guitar solo. That's like one of my favorite on that. I mean, Stairway to Heaven. I mean, come on. It's so, such a masterpiece with the acoustic guitar playing at the beginning and then that rocking guitar solo at the end. Oh my gosh, it's so good. But yeah, and like I like Going to California and even stuff off of Houses of Holy. Was it the Ocean, Dancing Days? I mean,
Over the Hills and Far Away.
Yeah, what was the Over the Hills and Far Away, whatever. Yeah, some acoustic guitar playing there as well, but man, those, yeah, he said Kashmir. I mean, come on, there's just so many iconic guitar riffs. He had to be top 2 for me. He's always been top 2 for me. I don't think that'll ever change.
Okay. My number 2 is going to be Pete Townsend of The Who. So, yeah, another Pete Townsend on the list. I mean, throughout his career, he's always been a great guitarist. My Generation, he played great guitar. Who's Next? That's like another guitar album. If you ever heard it, if you're a guitar fan, definitely check that album out. Same with Quadrophenia. That's another great guitar heavy album. Guitar and bass, if you're a bass fan too. It's like a great bass guitar album. Quadrophenia. Quadrophenia, I mean, that's a great album on its own, like The Real Me, Love, Rain or Me, like some of these guitar stuff. I mean, I Could See for Miles on the Who Sell Out. That's like heavy stuff right there. I mean, that was heavy enough where Paul McCartney's like, I gotta top that.
I'm gonna top that one.
I want to top that, and he did. But yeah, to me, Pete Townsend, legendary guitarist of The Who, definitely had to have him on my list.
I was hoping so.
Yeah, I thought he might have been number 1. I honestly don't know who Nick's number 1's going to be if we've already had Brian May, so we'll find out. I'm right there with Jason. My number 2 is Page. Some of the most iconic riffs ever made. Even just the very first song on the very first album, Bow Down. We're like communication breakdown. Bum, 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 bum. Heartbreaker on the second album. The Immigrant Song. It's just two notes, but it's
Oh yeah,
hits you. I'm just going album by album. Fourth album, Black Dog, Rock and Roll. Stairway to Heaven. You know, that's the thing. Jason was saying, or somebody was saying that, I think it was Nick, now that I think about it, but he likes guitar players that are good on acoustic and electric. I think Page is probably the best combination between the two, because he plays acoustic and electric. I mean, good grief, Led Zeppelin 3 is pretty much half acoustic and half electric. And that's kind of what Stairway to Heaven is. You got that acoustic intro that everybody plays at the guitar store. Do, 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 do. And then it ends with that guitar solo, which is epic. Houses of the Holy has a whole song that's basically half acoustic, half electric, with Over the Hills and Far Away. Rain Song has a lot of layered guitar parts, which is really great. The Ocean, killer riff. Physical Graffiti, that's a very good guitar album. Nick was talking about guitar albums. Lots of good riffs on there. Trampled Underfoot, Cashmere. The one that goes 10 Years Gone. Yeah, pretty much every song has great guitar playing in it. It's fantastic. That's going to be my number 2. All right. Well, that's it. We have reached the top spot. Jason, who's your favorite guitar player?
Well, probably guess it's the one that I haven't mentioned yet. That's Jimi Hendrix. Always been my favorite guitar player. Nick makes a good, actually, good point, because we only get like 3 albums out of the guy. I still put him number 1 because I still, when I hear, especially his first album, Jimi Hendrix Experience, I just, to this day, I still marvel at how he plays the guitar, and I haven't heard anybody play it like him. And that came all the way back in the late 60s, and I still don't think anybody surpassed that album when it comes to guitar playing, in my opinion. It's just his use of, of course, distortion, feedback, whatever. Is just, I just don't know how to. I never played that way. I don't know how people play that way and how he did it. It's just, I still marvel watching him play it. And Purple Haze, probably one of my favorite guitar riffs of all time. To begin that song, it's so good. It's just so iconic, and the whole song is just, it's amazing. I mean, all along the Watchtower has some great guitar playing, of course. Foxy Lady, I love that song. Dan, 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 what? It's Foxy. Just Foxy. I mean, it's just, yeah, that's amazing. Fire is amazing. That first album is just one amazing guitar song after another. With all that, I mean, you got like Wind Cries Mary and Hey Joe. It's just some of the most amazing guitar playing, in my opinion. And then you got the other ones, like All Along the Watchtower, Little Wing, Crosstown Traffic. Even those 3 albums, I still put him as my favorite guitar player.
Okay. My favorite guitarist is Tony Iommi of Black Sabbath. Yes.
Good one.
My personal favorite guitarist is him. And the reason why I have him as my favorite is, well, 1, of course, he's amazing. And 2, I think he's what made Black Sabbath, in my opinion. People would say, well, that was Ozzy Osbourne. No.
Yeah.
Okay. No. We've had many great vocalists in that band. We had Dio. We had I'm getting the name of him right now. Terrible time to forget. One of my
It's all right. I'll edit it so that it doesn't show this part. Ian Gillan.
That's that. I mean, I know he's more known for Deep Purple, but even he had a pretty good album with I think he had a really great album with Black Sabbath, but what's it called? Tony Martin, yes, that's the one. Tony Martin, another amazing vocalist. But throughout all the time, all those great vocalists. One guitarist. His name is Tony Iommi. Tell you right now, if Tony Iommi ever left the Black Sabbath, it would not be the same. Just wouldn't be the same. Black Sabbath will not be Black Sabbath without Tony Iommi. The way he tunes his guitar down, some of his guitar riffs are, in my opinion, one of my favorite guitar riffs of all time is the one for Supernaut.
Yeah.
On Volume 4. I mean, people know that, but some of these guitar riffs are amazing. Like, wow. Like, man. I mean, of course, the most known one is Paranoid.
Yeah.
That one's definitely his most known. And, of course, Iron Man. But he's just had so many great guitar riffs, and throughout his career in Black Sabbath, and he's Black Sabbath. People say, "Oh, it's Ozzy Osbourne." No, Tony Iommi. That's Black Sabbath right there. Without him, there is no Black Sabbath.
My favorite guitar player, kind of always been my favorite guitar player, is the guitar player that whenever I heard him first, made me say, is he even playing the guitar? What is he playing? And that would be Eddie Van Halen.
Ah, okay.
I first heard Eddie Van Halen when I heard Jump come on the radio. And of course, David Lee Roth kind of has that half singing, half speak kind of singing style. And so at first I was like, man, that's an interesting singing style. But then when I got to the guitar solo, it's just like, and especially the tapping part. Jason was talking about the tapping. I didn't know that's what it was, but it's the part that goes, and I'm just like, how did he do that? Is that a guitar? Like what? And then the synthesizer came in, and I'm like, oh, whoever the synthesizer player is really good too. Of course, it's him as well. But then I heard Eruption. That just made him even better. I'm like, what? What are you doing here? This sounds like not like anything I've ever heard on the guitar before. And he also has some more traditional sounding guitar riffs that are really good. Stuff like guitar riff Panama is great. Ain't Talking About Love, Jamie's Crying. Anything on the first album in 1984 is really good. And anything in between, too. I've even listened to a little bit of the Sammy Hagar stuff, and I actually thought that was good, too. But, yeah, Eddie Van Halen's got to be number one, because every time I hear him play, it's just like, oh my gosh, that's insane. He even did the guitar solo to Beat It by Michael Jackson, which that's one of the reasons why that's my favorite song on Thriller, is because of Eddie Van Halen's guitar solo. It's just amazing. But yeah, that's going to be my number one, and that is going to conclude our video. So thank you guys for watching. It was fun to get to talk a little bit about top 10 guitar players, and maybe we can talk more about our top 10 favorite musicians. Maybe it's like drummers, bass players, singers, or something like that. Anyway, we will see you next time. Thank you out there for watching. Remember that music is art, art is expression. We will see you later.